Prophet Telvin soar on Ghana's problem and takes us back to history from the time of Nkrumah and then uh, even the time of the Queen, when the Queen was. I mean, there was a time when Ghana was spent. The currency of Ghana is pounds, right? Where were under military rule. I said military rule under you know the rulership of the Queen. I mean to say, right? So Prophet Telvin Sowa, rectifies this, that the problem of these presidents having to give us symbolic, you know, economies and all of that and bad governance is a problem that started from the time of the Queen and the time when the colonial masters came to Ghana and the kind of spell that they casted all across Africa. This one is very, very sensitive, having to affect even our current presidents and presidents of past and all of that. You need to know this, and you need to know the particular sangoma or juju or spell that is affecting Africa. Or yeah, sure. Let's go into the video.
And during this thing, NDC's MPP time now, winning election. It was my mother that told me, say, I should focus on MPP for na me bomb pa ma akufo na so penase. So that's when I started getting into that. Also akufo. So I looked at the man, I checked his heart. He had a very, very good heart. He had the kind that to be able to do many good things. And then I prayed. We did a lot of things. If the thing has worked, the person came to sit on the presidential seat. There is one secret behind the presidential seat of Africa. That thing is coming from somewhere before it entered into the presidential seat of Africa. Some mystery, if I don't tell you, you will never understand it. Anybody that becomes a president, unless finally, I don't know how many people can be able to remove that thing, but I believe by the grace of the Almighty, in the name of Jesus, we can be able to approach that thing. You understand? The moment you enter into the presidential seat, there is a call that comes to you. After that call in the realm of the spirit, you can never run the country. That is why at the end of the day, when I say every president that comes into the country, if you try to do any good thing, you will die. If you don't try to do any good thing, you try to operate, you try to best. Now, like you will stay alive longer. If you try to tamper with something beyond imagination, try to do extreme things and take good measures, right, and move money to where money has to be, move whatever you want to move according, like when you build the country now, you will die. It's there's one thing. Today, let me give you a secret mystery, and I want you all to pay attention to this thing. I was taken in the realm of this because at a point in time, now me put me fuwa na me nama, so I was asking, so crow because I can access dimensions and tell people what they have to become. People make millions of dollars through my prayer and billions of dollars from like many people all over the world. I was young when I started doing miracles for many big people. At the end of the day, all these people, they can be designed from somewhere. We can design somebody's entire destiny by the grace of God to where they have to be. But then, Corona said, yes, sorry, me 2 pipe more. I have like 2 water pumps. Water pumps, and he said, water, you have to get it somewhere, other way, because we 2 pipe, so I have to store water and reservoir back and forth. Like things are not the way, everybody is enjoying modern day like this. Everybody should have that kind of life. Nkrumah road, we road, so to say a better one, or no need is still standing. As of that development in Ghana stopped a very long time ago. How did the development in Ghana stop in the time of Nkrumah? It's around that question. Study that made most of the major things that we are still enjoying. He was the one that built it. Yes. He was the one that built most of the major things we are still enjoying that are strong and still standing. Is that man? Because someone said that. Let me give you the mysteries of the 4th dimension. Access the realm when I'm meeting him. And then I began to ask that what is the problem of the country? And then my spirit was taken into the deeper phases of that. And I went back in time to go and sit down in a meeting. And a meeting, it was the Osajifo that was seated in the meeting. Osajifo not meeting, Osajifo doctor, this Nkrumah. When I entered into the meeting, my home said, "Na or kankasabi, no kankasabi, or see, Ghana is in his heart. That as Ghana Nkrumah, and I Nkrumah nefu. They've separated Nkrumah from his body. This is a several hearts from his body. What I say? Na Nkrumah nefu. To see Nkrumah na no. It is his mind that feeds the heart. That's the Lord statement that he was making. And that was a spiritual city. He was a very deep spiritual man. He was able to walk in the third dimension. And he was standing in the plains of life. So I was able to intercept all the words that he was saying. And I got their all canon. No, see. This is Nkrumah. Nkrumah because it's not connected to him. And since that moment, I heard that word. I said, okay. And then let me further investigate it spiritually and see why the situation is going. Then I saw one amazing thing. I saw some head. The head was like the head of Medusa. Sa head na as a owobi abantam head so say Medusa to say Versace. Sa head never bought Versace. So I saw that head. When I saw that head, I saw that anytime I ate the Independence Day, when the sun is rising, it becomes that head. Now you understanding the image I'm speaking about. These are beyond the physical dimensions. Once me, I like to speak in accurate literacy, so that will be a better say. But I want to show you clarity, a little clarity, now how to solve Ghana's problems. So at the end of the day, I saw that head. Say the Independence Day, the sun changes into that head. Anytime they raise it, the sun does what? Changes into that head. So the thing continued constantly. And I asked God that, what is going on? And he said, the man walked in the spiritual ground. And because the heart was separated from him, there was a spiritual invocation. And the invocation was an invocation of tragedy. And the invocation of tragedy is connected to many chains of invocation of tragedy in the whole of Africa. In the whole of Africa, there is one spirit. I don't know whether all the leaders in that time, they went to communicate with that thing, or they went to have any conferring with that thing, or maybe it was a spirit that dwells in the land. That the moment Osajifo was out of the way, that spirit now turned into another thing. And that is what is running the seats now. That is what is running the government of many, many African states. So it doesn't matter however you sit on the seat, whatever your intention is. And the spirit now I see on it is something that is hovering in a very deep dimension. And the one that is separated from that angle, that activated its work, is when Kwame Nkrumah stood there. So God was explaining to me that the situation is not an issue of yesterday, or a corrupt leader, or a non-corrupt leader, or whoever. When you sit on the presidential seat, that thing will visit you. Every president knows that thing. It will visit you. When it's down visiting you, then it will make you subject to it. When it makes you subject to it, it's a woman. It's a woman. It brings a warning to you. When it's down with that one, when the moment you wake up in the morning, that is the end of the whole story. You live in a different world altogether. There is nothing you can do. You won't understand the country.
Raw food.
I'm telling you. If you will leave the country for other people to run the country. You can't run the country. There is something that is like a fear unless they remove that thing. It's in the whole of Africa, many countries in Africa, it is there. Because that's how they know. When some things are there, I won't go far. But the first people that brought that, a lot of people say the white man brought Christianity to Africa. No. It was the missionaries that brought Christianity to Africa. The white men brought that thing, and I'm explaining to you.
Tenya kankan yamina na manfo ka say Kwame Nkrumah ko faba.
No. That one a covenant. This one is beyond kankan yamina. No more go for Africa for or the attack Africa for or the resist Africa for so the main power itself is coming from the top. That is what they used to conquer Africa, not Christianity. The missionaries and on behalf of the spirit that they were using to govern us is not the easiest issue. Now, these things I'm telling you, it is very critical into international security of the high level of cultism. The liberation of Africa will be based on that. That is what, like Umbrekasa, what we are saying. Anti-Africa for just say, Jimmy, Anna. Say, the whole country, Ghana is 65 years, right? Ghana is 65 years. Look at Congo, Senegal, Mali, Liberia, all of those people, Obie Jimmy. So the whole country, Obie Jimmy, the whole of Africa, Jimmy. Like, think about it. How is that possible? Obie Jimmy. How is it that nobody can turn the country upside down? You might be 8 years. If people create me 21 years, 18 years, 17 years, whatever, they can't do anything. Ask yourself, Jimmy and answer it. It goes beyond us. Papa, do you know what a deep dimension thing? That's why I don't explain it further. A higher realm. You need utterance and deeper clearance to know that information. That's why I mean, Mamu surface. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was brought into Africa by the missionaries. Individually, nobody counseled and cautioned them to come. There were churches that came to Africa. The churches were not the government. The missionaries that came to Africa to run Africa, they came to use it to put a big spell on the whole continent, keep them poor, ignorant forever. And so far as they remain there, Obezan says, say, normal. How come we have not, the whole Africa can break from that system? We have Iraq after 6 months, 1 year, no more rebuild the country. They pipe Yemen, no more restore. They pipe Iran, no more restore. They are at war.
Enti ade we be plan ye yefri.
So Papa, it's a generational canker. It's a long story. And that thing, you need to really hold it from its very foundation. Oh, the one that is here in Ghana, I can pull it back. By the grace of God. It's not by my might, not by my power, but it's by the Spirit, said the Lord. Said this mountain shall be removed. Exactly. And yes, I did. I swear they did its work in the entire, especially the domination war, the whole of Greater Accra, any Western region. That's where the heads of the thing is. As I said to Medusa, that's the spirit. So that spirit, if it is not suppressed in the Africa, I'm telling you the only problem of Ghana, any other person that is telling you any other thing. Me, I always say that when I speak something, I base on evidence spiritually to speak. If I have not said anything, by far, you know me, anything I've prophesied in future has come to pass according to time and everything. About the country. However, I told you that the country will experience hardship. There will be war in Ukraine. Then war by you watch all those people. These issues in years ago, all of them are happening. I told you that from the day MDC took the presidential, MPP took the presidential seat, the country will never know one single peace of mind. Anger, poverty, no be deep, be more. What bones and no bread, feel deep from within your bones. Say me bread. She cannot be beer bobby. I told everybody plain language. We are sitting inside it now. We are living in it. And the price is not high. Everything is going just as the prophecy stated. Now the situation right now is if that spirit is not shut down, people are making mistakes. The spirit that runs, I have a lot of people say, oh, when I bibini, Eddie, Brony, Eddie, Weber Dada, bibini, and all the Yamisom, yes, Christo Baye, say a mom pie, and then. They didn't bring that, they didn't have time to come and teach you about their God. Because if they teach you about their God, you will gain supreme authority. They took ancient traveling demons and came to inhabit it in Ghana. They suppressed in many of the African countries, but they realized that you have to be put under a spell to control and dominate you as a president. And that is how they were running the whole of the African continent. And that is the Amudi running. So at the end, Africa. And I answer, sorry, I answer, go to Tubusum from everywhere and answer Yadiba. So that spirit, dominates. So there is a conflict in the realms in Africa. And it's not a war between Christians and there is a war between deities.
And as software, I'm also someone come back, sorry, and come with him, but Jina Muamai, most also Nama, what did you bribe?
So say, dear, I don't know, I don't also count me.
Ah, so for did you bribe?
So I said, we're under the spell of that demonic entity. So I also shall say, me say, on your rap political arena, you are under its spell. On your ras, you are under it. At the end of your crowds here, and your crowds here, it's all under spell. You are manipulating, and that's the spirit. They control left and right. So without that, sad, the moment that it moves from the political arena in Ghana, the moment you're too sad, you're too free Nigeria, you're too free Bibiano. Among the Romudi president, there's none of them that will ever become president in the country. If you try to even sit on the seat, you die.
Really?
Oh no, plenty of people are presidents now in Ghana, in Africa. Many presidents, they will never sit in the presidential seat. Never. What do you trouble grant me in a seat also?
And your problem?
The problem is big. The issue is that African governance, American government are ruled by one power. Russian government is ruled by one power. Iran government is ruled by one power. EAU, Dubai, their government is ruled by one power. African government is enslaved by a demonic entity that was brought by the white people to dominate us. That was not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was brought by missionaries. You have to understand the two things. There were voyagers and there were missionaries. Understand the two things. And to be war born book on him history that they don't understand anything. They come back from the back, they come and sit down, they're like, oh, and I'm with Jesus Christ, and I'm by my Bible, no better your gold. There is nowhere in history that the white man gave an African a Bible and they took a gold. They brought us comb and things, funny things, mirror, funny, crazy things. Me, I'm from America, right? And I'm we saw them coming first. Our forefathers have the history. Well, we knew the people that used to talk to us. Me made 6 years. I made him pin you from Kokra, Nation. In my own house, they'll tell you, as I said, and some of us, our great grandparents and things, they were prominent with that. They knew the country, they understood it, they had history of the country. They were part of many major movements in the country, so they understood it. And I like to learn from people, so I've listened to knowledge from the real people. Because this one and as I say, hateful words, but when you gather such information, you know the difference between the voyagers, the merchants, and then the slave masters, and then the missionaries.
I think so. We need to that Brenna,
and yes, our man is our spirit in a dominating country. There is nobody that can break it free.
Wow.
Or because I don't know Christopher and the thing is that sit now, Queen notice now, a colonize Africa, a Ghana. Behind you can be a president of the country. If you sit on the seat, you are the Queen's prime minister. Yes, you are a slave. Never. Presidential seat. Utina Ghana's presidential seat is for a slave. Anybody is always an appointee of the government. Anybody, whoever you are, wherever, sitting in anything, you are so far appointed to the politics, you are under the spell of that demonic entity. Yes. That is what is running in the realm of the spirit. If that demon is not taken out of place now, there is no way. Everybody will be trying, but on say, yes, politicians will be out break. Be and saw a man for any, and doesn't saw anymore. You can't do anything when you are there. Your right will be wrong. Your wrong will be right. Like it's a mess until that thing is out of the way. If that, oh yeah, there is a may foresee on that thing is, and then my year the actual. So I don't feel like talking about any of the other things, but I want to just impress on that. If we can deal with it and overcome it, not by going after political angle. What can NDC for? I had the TIM and I MP before now the NDC for you. No, you have to deal with the main problem. If you're able to deal with the demon there and uproot it from there, immediately the country will now begin to come back to its full form. The value of our currency will stand. Many other things will stand. Other than that, as far as it is there, I can assure you very well, there is no president that can come into the country that will make the country better. No, it's not possible. They will try. They will build things. It said that nothing, and you knew it from the first time. It will remain like that forever. Yeah.
Ghana for your assemble po. You're the prophet serving a Jesua and Nkrumah and then the MC you will mupana. Say, Baye, I must add the Kodia 12 flu and Nona, I say, Aqua.
So this is what Prophet Telvin so I have to say about the economy having to experience these challenges and all of that. Presidents having to experience challenges and all of that. But trust me, he explains that the fact that the president comes in with good intention and then abysmal performance at the end of the day is because when they encounter these spirits, then they have a change of mind and a shambolic abysmal performance leading to a shambolic economy and bad governance at the end of the day. This is what Prophet Telvin have seen. And I have no utterance. That's what he has seen, and a lot of prophets. Prophet Owusu Bempa have seen something like this also and shared it. So this, when two people agree on something, that is the truth. So I start to say, it is what they saw. Thank you guys for watching this video. I think Ghana needs to be liberated, but it has to first start from the spiritual to the physical because trust me, most of our leaders are educated. They are all educated, bro. They are all learning. That's why Prophet Telvin is saying we all can't be stupid in this country. We all can't be stupid in Africa. Somebody has to be intelligent at the end of the day, right? Let me tell you something. 10 intelligent people can turn around the whole Ghana within the space of 4 years, 8 years. 8 years. These 8 years given to Nanado that he has given us abysmal performance. 10 people. We don't need even 16 ministers. We don't even need 25 MPs. We need just 10 people. They can change the whole Ghana, right? So why is it not happening? That's the problem that Prophet Telvin so why is sharing, right? It is very important that we capture this and work on it as a country. Make sure you subscribe if you've not done that. Put out some post notification if you've not done that, and subscribe to the backup channel in the description box if you've not done that also. And honestly, thank you for watching. I'm out.